I want to welcome you to the Dream is in Your Hands Educational Youth Conference, dropping jewels on the next generation. Today, I have a special guest who is in the tech industry. Her name is Leigh Clark. She's been with major companies like Microsoft and the Huffington Post. And today we're going to be talking to her. So I'm excited for that, guys. All right. And so, Leigh, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys so much for having me here.
Yeah, you look great. Welcome. Welcome so much for, just being here today. So we're going to start off. I know that you have been in the tech industry for a long time, but you also have a nonprofit organization called Kindly. And I love that. I actually read about it and watched a lot of videos, and I thought that was amazing what you're doing for the community and so many people. But I wanted to ask you, you've made a lot of headlines from doing really great deeds for random people. What inspired you to make a heartfelt impact in the lives of so many people?
Yeah, it's interesting you asked me that, and it has a really great application to those who are tuning in today. So, like most of you guys, I went to school, I tried to get good grades. I really wanted to get into a good company, get into a good college, all those things, like check all those boxes.
Mhm.
And, when I hit about like 23, I was working for a Fortune 500 company, one my parents could brag to their friends about. And, all the boxes were checked, but I still had this like sense of, what is my purpose, right?
Mhm.
And I remember meeting a motivational speaker at the time, and I thought, I really want to do that someday. So I emailed him and I said, I'd love to be a motivational speaker. How do I do that? And he's like, well, you have to have a story. And then I
Mm.
realized like my story wasn't really that interesting, right? So I had checked all these boxes. I had the job, I'd finished school, I had the grades, but there was nothing that was really unique about me and what I brought to the world. So that sat with me for a while. And I really, I love working, and I'm really proud of the career I've had, but there was this nagging need to find something bigger than myself, and just to find something that really, not just set me apart, but like made me live my legacy. And
Wow.
so I was, like desperate for ideas. It was one holiday season. So I decided I was going to do like a 30-day yoga, juicing, and random act of kindness every day.
Mm.
And the juicing kind of sucked, and so did the yoga, but I did it. But
You did
the
it.
random the random acts of kindness were so awesome.
Yeah.
And through that, I found like there's so many ways to give back. And I started finding all these different like cool ideas, like taping dollars to vending machines for people to get like free
Oh,
sodas,
wow. Yeah.
or paying off strangers layaways at the holidays,
Yes.
one of
Yes.
our big campaigns. And it became something I was so passionate about that I started to share it online and try to inspire others. And so through that, it became my story. And I didn't realize, as you're growing up and as you're getting into like the next level, you're thinking about, what can you do? How can you set yourself apart? But what I've learned through all this is where you really set yourself apart is how you serve others.
Mm. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a huge, like, just giving back makes you feel great, and like you said, you have a purpose now. Do you feel that good karma in life expands longer when your mindset is really just about helping people?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think it's also difficult, as you're going into college and you're deciding what you want to be, is like figuring out your purpose, right? So
Oh, yeah.
purpose is like, I have no idea what's my purpose. And there's a quote that I love, which is from Aristotle, which says, at the intersection where your gifts, talents, and abilities meet a human need, therein you will discover your purpose.
Mm.
So, what I think is interesting about that, when you ask about karma and serving others, no matter what you end up doing in this lifetime, you are of service to others in some way. Maybe
Yeah.
you're a chef and you're making dinners for people, you're in
Yeah.
service
Yeah.
in some way, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you're an artist and you're painting and you're helping decorate space, and that's, a way that you're giving back. So it's not just in the nonprofit space that we're giving, but I think when you give of your heart, and you give of your creativity, and you give of your authenticity, good things flow back through you because people can inherently trust you.
Yeah.
When you're doing things just for financial gain or materialism or because you want to keep up with like the bougie Joneses,
Mhm.
it doesn't resonate with people because it's not authentic. It's not real. It's trying too hard or trying to be like somebody else. Whereas authenticity is what really makes you unique.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and then karma does come back. Like amazing things have happened to me. I can't even begin to tell you. We adopted my son, and that all took place
Oh,
through my kindness movement. People helped us
wow.
along the way, and there's just so many amazing things. Even helping me in my career. Like I thought by doing this nonprofit, employers would be like, well, we want you to just work for us. Like you can't have like a nonprofit too. Whereas once I had the nonprofit, these big employers actually applaud that. And they,
Wow.
they love that you're giving back, and they love that again sets you apart. You're not just there to like sell for the company store.
Right.
You're there because you're really looking to make an impact, and you stand for something, and you have values, and you have a real purpose. So in the karma sense, yeah, I never got into it for what it could give to me.
Mm.
I got into it just because I felt like I needed to do something for my soul. I just felt a little empty, but it
Yeah.
has paid me back tenfold.
Yeah. And you have so many volunteers too. I
Yeah.
mean, thousands and thousands of people that are now part of Kindly, which is great.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. You've built a community of people that want to give back as well, like you are. How are you able to bring people along for the ride of your like philanthropy initiative and everything?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I think this is also important, and it's something I've learned along the way. So I was never great at delegating.
Mhm.
And I actually, when I was working in technology, I started working in the nonprofit space.
Mm.
And I was, researching and reading and learning more about nonprofits because they became my clients as well. And I read something called founder syndrome. And founder syndrome is where the organization was born of somebody's like ideas and ideals, and that founder really can't get beyond themselves. So when new people come in with ideas or board members, they're kind of like they pick people around them who agree with them, right?
Mm.
And then I realized the name of my charity is Kind Leigh, and my name is Leigh. And
I
I
know.
was like, oh,
I
oh
love that.
God, I hope I don't, am I like that person who's like created this thing that, I'm in control of. So because of that, and I think it's really important to be self-reflective, I really went out of my way to start to delegate and include people and bring more and more people into the organization to help shape it, to help make it what it really is. One of the things we do, which is really neat, is we have an ambassador program. And the
Mm.
way this was born was I had a lot of people, when you're doing random acts of kindness, people come to you with ideas.
Yeah.
And it's great because you're random, so you can take some of them.
Yeah.
And I had a really dear friend who was a big supporter come to me and say she really wanted to do a backpack drive for the homeless for,
Oh,
essential supplies. And
wow.
I was like, we can do that.
Mm.
So we did, and that's now become a campaign we do every year. We're actually gearing up right now to do it across the country. I'll be in Chicago in June, doing the backpack drive. But I had an idea. I was like, I run a nonprofit, right? It's work. It's a lot of work, and that's my hobby, right? But how can I create this model that other people could leverage
Yeah.
and not have to have like the full nonprofit or not have to have the marketing and all the things that have to go on? And so the ambassador program was born. And basically, those who are kindness ambassadors, they are committed to supporting all our campaigns throughout the year. They help us on social media. A lot of them are influencers on social media, but
Mm.
they can come to us too with ideas of what they want to do. One of my dear friends who's an ambassador has always dreamed about building a basketball court in the Dominican Republic in his father's honor. And
Oh,
that's something we're working towards. So it's really neat to see how, delegation allows you to really expand the opportunity, and we even had another ambassador come to us. A couple was looking to donate a boat.
oh,
So
wow.
like, wow, cool.
Yeah.
And the Bahamas were hit really hard with the hurricane right before the pandemic. And so we coordinated it so that this couple in the Bahamas would get this boat so they could fish for their community. So
Oh, that's
it's really neat. Like if it was just me, would I think to send a boat to the
the
Bahamas for
Bahamas,
fish for the
right.
community? Probably not. Or to build a basketball court in the DR? Probably not. But now that I've expanded and we have so many, I think our kindness community is up to 30,000 members on
Ooh,
Facebook. We
wow.
have so many people who are, really making it a kaleidoscope of giving.
Wow, that's incredible. Honestly, I think it's better also when everybody comes together because, like you said, you might have not had the idea of bringing a boat to the Bahamas. So I love that. Now the dream is in your hands. What does that mean to you?
I think the dream is in your hands means that you are going to chart your own destiny. And I think it's really important in this day and age. Two things. One, it's really easy for us to compare ourselves to others online, especially this generation. You guys have metrics on popularity, and like I had popularity things in high school, but there were no like graphs that could tell me, my status. And I
Analytics.
think it's really easy to get caught up in, what can I do to be like everyone else? But I wanted to teach people two things. One, a lot of people want to be seen, but they don't want to be judged. And
Mm,
that's never going to happen. Okay. So if you're out there and you're putting yourself out there, the judgment comes with being seen. So
yeah.
if you get haters and you get criticism, that just means you're reaching a large audience. That has a lot to do with how they are, not with how you are.
Mm.
But, really the dream is in your hands. Like, be different, stand out. Behind me, it says, why fit in when you were born to stand out?
Yes.
You don't want to blend in and be like everyone else. Go out there,
Oh,
be judged, be seen, make a difference, leave your mark, blaze your trail. But it's in your hands to do that. You don't have to do that through anybody else but your own inspiration, and figure out your purpose and follow that through.
love that. I love that, Leigh. So I want to know, how can people follow you? Where can they follow you on social media? Or if they want to join the Kindly nonprofit, how can they do that?
Yeah, so it's really easy to find me. Kindly is kind, leigh.org.
Okay.
You can find me on Facebook under Leigh, Leigh Clark. That's my motivational speaking page. The kindness community is on Facebook as well as LinkedIn, especially if you're not on LinkedIn and you're about to hit college, start now, build your network, start to,
Yeah.
reach out to mentors, reach out to me, connect with me. If you have questions, I'm happy to be connected and support you on your journey. I'm on Instagram at kindly or Liam Clark. So pretty easy to find. So Leigh Clark or kindly.org. And I hope you guys will get involved and find ways to give back. It doesn't have to be a full-time job to make a difference, but once you start giving, you really realize what an impact you can make.
I love that. I love that. It was so great talking to you this morning. Thank you
You.
so much for just being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Thank you
good
guys
luck.
for having me.
Yeah.
Nice to see everyone, and best of luck. I hope to see you online.
Yes, yes. And
Thanks.
guys, also please follow us at Create the Dream Co. And you can find us on Instagram. You can also find us on LinkedIn. And don't forget hashtag Dream Conference 2021. And you can follow me on Instagram and my social media, which is at Run It with Robin. And stay tuned for the next segment.
I'm following you.
Okay, great. I'm following you
Thanks,
back.
Robin.
Thank you,
Bye.
Leigh.